before you got here, or
Um, no, I think that was something that just was definitely here before I got here. But I know guys like myself and other guys on the team definitely kind of elevated it, and or continue to to carry it on because we just really have so much fun when we're out there playing. You know, we make it a point of emphasis to just play with a lot of joy and play loose and play free, and just to show the world that we're having a lot of fun playing the game that we love. And how could you not just have so much fun? When we're doing when we're doing the little things right, when everything's clicking, when we're winning. When you see guys work so hard, all year and every day and everything, you see them blossom and make plays and do their job. It's hard not to have excitement and have a lot of fun and play with joy.
who were the key guys when you got here that were that way or that did stuff?
Just really just like there's just a lot of guys who just play with a lot of energy and just had fun while they're doing it. Like on the defensive side, Shaq, Ben, just those guys play with a lot of energy. They just had a lot of fun doing it, and I definitely saw them, and just brought my own twist to it and put my own personality on the things that they did when they got excited when they played.
Besides being fun, does that actually contribute to success?
Oh yes, definitely, I would say so for sure. Mm.
Do you intend to carry that to the NFL?
Hey, yeah. Look, I mean, I'm always gonna play the game the same way and just play with excitement and fun and just play with joy. That's always how I always play the game. That's how I'll continue to play it. So.
Christian, what are the things that you remember about Jalen Hurts in that game last year that kind of stand out? Just kind of take me back to some of them.
Really, this guy's just he's a running back with an arm. I mean, he can really run the ball really well. Big, strong legs. Doesn't go down easily. Could make moves. He's pretty elusive and everything like that to break away from tacklers and everything. And he can throw the ball pretty well. And he looks like he's throwing the ball a lot better this year too. So, I mean, he's definitely made strides as a player too. But from last year to this year, just even watching him on film. But yeah, he's really a talented player. We're definitely gonna have to bring our A game.
Take me back to that game last year, the grind of playing Alabama's offense. Were they a physical kind of attack? What were some of the things that stand out?
Definitely, they play a physical brand of football. This seems to just be the Alabama SEC way. That's just how they play football. And you're definitely gonna have to have your big boy pants on. Play with low pad level. You gotta be physical and tough in there because it's always gonna be a physical brand of football. They're coming right at you. So.
As that game unfolded last year, did they feel like, and you played them the year before, but was it almost like this is kind of a different animal than we'd seen?
No, I mean football is football. Like yeah, they're really like from a team standpoint, they're better. You could definitely sense that kind of like they're better than most teams you play, but. Once you get going and once you're in the heat of the game, like individually, it all kind of feels the same. Like once you get going, the game is the game, football is football. Like, but as a team, they're definitely better, and they could take over the game at any point, really. So.
Your mantra this year was same dream, different team. But now that you're in the playoff, how much do you talk about what a unique opportunity that you have to actually repeat? It's only been done 3 times since 1950.
It's talked about a little bit, but amongst ourselves, we're still living by that. A new team, same dream. We know it's right there. We just like it's nice to be able to see our path is laid out for us, and we just got to take care of business on our end. It's good to see that. It's good to know that. I'm happy for other guys putting us in a position to be able to do that. But we're just definitely going after it and attacking it. So.
Is it comparable? Is there any comparison that you can make between, say, an ACC road game and the playoff game, or are they totally different atmospheres and pressure?
I feel like just the hype of it's always different. Of course, like media and family members and outside people will hype up the game a lot. But really, it really is. Once you're on the field, you kind of just block out everything else, and it's really just like another game. So that's why it's important that the leaders on the team. Kind of settle the mood, like, especially the young guys who haven't been in this position, that it's really just another game and not just telling them that, like, just to tell them, but show them that it's actually, that's what it means. Like, it's really no different. Once you spot the ball, after the first kickoff, it's all just feels like a normal game, no matter how high the stakes are. It's just kind of just how it's hyped up going into it. You know, it definitely means a lot more hyping it up going into the game.
How much you're about to play in like your 8th or 9th postseason game here, 7th, whatever. Anyway, how much do you think playing football this time of the year for such high stakes helps a guy like you and maybe others who've been doing this now for 2 or 3 years here? Just comfort level, just routine and that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, like it's different each year. It's different each time. But, you know, you definitely, in the back of your mind, you definitely have a sense of, like, kind of been there, done that. So, like, you know how to prepare. You know what you need to do. You know, like, you know, you can just adjust a little bit. Like, maybe not push myself as hard here because, last year I felt fatigued or something. Or, you know, just make those adjustments that are necessary for you to play your best game. And really just help out everyone else, too, as well. Just let them know, like, all right, so – all right, when it's time to work, it's time to work. When it's time to grind, but when it's time to get a break, take a break, relax, you know, because you're going to need to stay fresh and things like that. And you know how much film you want to watch. You just have a lot of time to do things. So I'm kind of pretty much in a routine and everything, just just based off what I've been doing the last few years. So I just know how to attack it.
Just one more question about last year's game. That game was going on because it was just such a back and forth kind of game. Did you almost feel like you were going like 80 miles an hour down a highway, that there was never a part where you could just take a breath?
Not necessarily. You know, like, cause it's like you don't necessarily get a sense of like like you're just really just out there playing. Like you don't really get a sense of like, oh we're down here. Oh, we need, like, you know, you just know when it's time to go. It's time to go. And once you're in the heat of the game, you don't really think about anything else. Like, you know, just people are like, oh, where do you think of when you guys are like when it's 2 minutes and they need to score a touchdown? It's like, I don't know, let's just go try to make a stop. Like you're not thinking of, oh, like if we don't get it here, we lose. Like you're not thinking of anything like that. You're just out there playing. You're trying to do your job on every play. So.
Do you feel like you guys this season sort of became a little bit like Alabama in the sense that no matter who you lose, no matter who you got, you know, that people just sort of assume you're going to be in the mix in the playoff and everything?
Well, I feel like we've done it our own way. We've done it the Clemson way. You know, just because every program does things a little differently. So I feel like that's what we've done. But yeah, definitely. That's just a testament to our program and our culture. Just, you know, older guys who put in the work in over time, and you know, and now you got younger guys too that are getting encouraged by the older guys, and you know, still get their opportunities in practice to show what they've got, and always just that daily competition. Everybody getting better, even if the whole world doesn't see it. You know, there's a lot of guys putting in the time and the work. You know, like before Saturday, you know, to put on a good performance, you know. So so just the depth we've been able to build over the last few years, and this year even, you know, it's been great to see. You know, guys go out, other guys step up. That's just the culture we have here, and just the type of program we're building.
Everyone knows how hard it is to go back to back. People say maybe the hardest thing to do in sports is 2 championships in a row. How did it help you guys maybe that you didn't have the same team, you didn't have the same sort of quarterback?
Right. I feel like it kind of, like that is a true statement. It is very hard to go back to back, and especially we lost so much from last year's team. It's really a completely new team, essentially. You know, it's just hard to do. It's hard to win, period. You know, so, but if you just take it step by step, day by day, and just focusing on, you know, being your best each day, then it becomes a little easier, because I know there's a lot of pressure, like, you know, oh, are you going to be able to do it again? Are you going to be able to repeat? But if you block all that out, just take it day by day, step by step, you put one foot in front of the other, then you look up and you're like, okay, then we're working with something. We got something.
What have you seen from Jalen Hurts on film? He only has 1 interception this year. How much has he matured as a quarterback from what you saw last year?
He's doing a way better job this year. Last year I thought he was pretty good, you know, impressive just as a young guy, true freshman. And this year, you know, he's running the ball still, like, you know, just as good as ever. And he seems to be a much better passer. He's just really impressing me with the throws he's making. You know, just a better passer, and just, you know, the way he commands that offense, and he does a really good job. So you definitely see the improvement, you know, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity going against him again.
And Bo Scarborough, he's not even the leading rusher this season on their team, but what do you remember from him last season?
Well, I don't think he was a leading rusher on this team last year either, but, you know, he had a pretty good game against us. But so we're gonna have to do a better job this year of being in the right spot, not getting out leveraged, and just making the plays when they come to us. We're gonna have to tackle, and we're gonna have to match their physicality because they like to play a physical game. So.
What was this team's reaction when you found out you were
A lot of guys were excited. We know you're gonna have to play at some point if they got it, we're gonna have to play them regardless. And just looking for the opportunity. There's a lot of obviously it's a trilogy and everything like that, and that's all there. But we really have the opportunity to do something special too. So.
Is it any different you guys being in the semifinals as opposed to national championship?
Wait, say it again.
I said, is it feel any different you being in the semifinals instead of championship?
Not really. It's just the only difference is now we got a little bit more time to prepare for them. A little more time to pick up the little nuances and things that they like to do, and kind of look at each player individually and study your opponent a little bit more. I mean, that's the only difference. The last two times we only had a week or so. This time you got a little bit more time. So.
To prepare that, just have a little more time to get that?
Don't really have a preference. Just the only thing is I just the whole month off is kind of tough for me personally because I love playing the game. I love playing the games. And the toughest part about this whole month off is just keeping sharp. That's why you really got to stress yourself in practice because it's the only look you're going to get for a month. So you really just got to focus on the little technique, really make sure you're doing all you can to get the details down and, just going hard.
We hear so much about Clemson's D-line. What's the personality of the O-line compared to you guys? How would you
our O-line is just the biggest group of nerds you'll probably ever meet. They love video games, they love Star Wars and all that stuff. But it's kind of funny to see, and they're a lot different than us in a lot of ways off the field. They're a little more quiet. Well, our D-line is definitely, we got a lot of personality, a lot of character. Not to say that the O-line doesn't, but they're just different guys. But out on the field, they're ballers. They're just out here mauling people, and they push us to get better each and every day. Really a talented bunch, and they're tight. They're a tight offensive line unit.
said they don't have
Yeah.
friends outside?
No, they really don't. It's just them. It's all them, and they love each other. They do everything together. They call themselves the Union and everything too. So I mean, really tight group, offensive line. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Preparation and game day play. Do you feel like it helps or hurts that this is the third straight year playing out?
I feel like it should help more because you got something to go off of, and there's this that common you just kind of know your opponent a little bit better. Their depth chart and all that stuff, and with just what they like to do, and you kind of got a better sense for it. So.
Going off that, is it weird compared for a team 3 years in a row that's had your conference? This team's the ACC role once.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like just we got to play a team every year in our conference. So I mean, that's kind of the approach you take. We play the same teams every year essentially in our division. So I mean, it really doesn't mentally. There's not a different approach than that. You're just taking it the same way. So.
Being in the playoff for the third straight year, how does that change the way, or do you feel more like this is the standard now? We're used to this, or what's different about 3 than 2 when you look at being in that Final Four?
Really, just I feel like the only difference is because it's it's so hard to get there. I feel like just the only difference is, guys know what it takes. You're not getting complacent in the sense I've already been to a college football playoff. You want to get to one every year. You want to win one every year. So you want to be the best you can be. So if that means making it to the college football playoff and winning the national championship, then that's what it is. But just a lot of guys just know what it takes now. We got a lot of older guys who've been in this position, know how to prepare for this moment, know how to just, kind of just quiet, just block out all the distractions and stay away from things that, will keep us from doing our best in this game. So you just got a lot of vets and everything, who are prepared for this.
It seems like Dabo's kind of distant.
What?
We're trying to jockey. Do you think Clemson's reached that status to where this team and everyone around it expects to win every game?
Well, that's your plan. I mean, you don't plan to lose a game. You expect to win every game. But, that all goes back to how you practice and how you prepare and doing the little things, watching film, getting in there extra. It all adds up to it, just how you think, just having a mindset. it all starts with belief, and and then from there, you're very powerful. You can do anything. So I mean, you really expect to win every game. No one expects to lose or wants to lose. So yeah.
So anything that you didn't accomplish in the last game against Alabama that you would like to accomplish?
Yeah, I feel like personally, I haven't been at my best playing Alabama. My first year playing against them, I was just a freshman. I was still adjusting I was like not. I was obviously played a lot of games and was in a lot of games, but I still was adjusting to just how to go. Still wasn't complete. I haven't completed my whole first season yet, so just still figuring that out a little bit. So I wasn't at my top. I was heavy, just large and fat, and just not in my best shape. Even last year, kind of the same. Just not in my best shape going into that game, and just didn't play my best. And we still won without me being at my best. So this year, I'm putting an emphasis on really being at my best, in the best shape I can be, and prepare myself mentally and physically, to be in the best position to help this team as much as I can.
Is there anything you did differently to prepare?
Yeah, just my mindset, just working out extra, just little things, watching more film, studying, just taking it more seriously when I'm out at practice.
Does this defense take it personally that there have been a lot of points the last two times you guys have played?
Well, yeah, we feel like as a defense we gave them a lot of plays too, and just didn't really make them earn it. So, I mean, if we wanna be in a good position, we're just gonna have to make them earn it this year. There has been a lot of points scored, in the last two times we played them, and we're a defense that takes a lot of pride in shutting people down and holding them to a few points, and we haven't done that against Alabama yet. I mean, they're a really good team, and we just haven't been able to do that against them yet. So we hope to do that.
How much of a psychological hurdle did you guys conquer by beating big bad Alabama?
Well, I mean, just playing them, like you kind of get a sense of like. They're a really good team. They are a really good, talented team. But once you just kind of know that we're a really good, talented team too, and we can compete with them. We can play with them. That's kind of what we had to deal with the first year. Like I feel like kind of like the sense of the team my first year was like, oh yeah, we think we can play with Alabama. And then going into the game last year, we're like, okay, we know we can play with Alabama. We gave them a tough match. My freshman year and coming into the game last year, we're like, oh yeah, we definitely can compete. We have the talent. We have the guys, we put in the work. So, and I mean, then this year it's no different. We definitely feel like we compete with them. They're a really good team. We're gonna have to play well if we want to beat them. But it all comes down to us and how we prepare.
Would you say Auburn was a similar type of conquering hurdle type situation for this particular team?
No.
It was so early.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely real big for us in winning that game against Auburn, because especially just with a lot of questions and a lot of doubt coming into the season. Everybody like, how are you going to replace this? How are you going to beat a team like Auburn? So it was obviously good to get that win, and take care of business there. Because then just seeing guys step up who haven't had to be called on in big game situations like that. So it was definitely good to see that, and it was a good hurdle to go over for the team.
Chris, if you've been asked this, I apologize, but as far as looking into your future, have you given thought of possibly you could go the next round or go into the NFL next year? Or what have you
well, I'm not really like right now. Like, I'm still wide open. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as next year, and I'm really not trying to think about that right now. I'm focusing on these college football players right now and making the most of my experience here at Clemson. Why cheapen it? Having such a great time here with my brothers, with the guys I love. And just really enjoying it. So I really haven't put much thought into that, so I'm just really focusing on my time here with my guys now.
I know you get close to when you guys could submit for the draft right now. Have you guys submitted for that already? And you know when that'll come back?
Like I said, I'm not focusing on any of that, just really focusing on my time here at Clemson.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
You mentioned how much you're enjoying these moments with your teammates, and now you're trying to soak it all in after how fast everything is gone. How crazy is this time been? Have you found the moments to take snapshots as you guys are preparing for the playoffs?
Wait, I'm sorry. My apologies. Say that first part again.
Have you taken time to find moments, snapshots here in preparation for the playoffs to enjoy the time with your teammates while you guys are still?
Oh yeah, no, we get after it in practice. It's a grind. Everything's crazy, but we still find a lot of time. Coach does a good job of setting our schedule to where we have a lot of time to grind and get after it, but then we have a lot of time to have fun and kick back a little bit. Like just yesterday, we went to Frankie's Fun Park and we enjoyed that. Guys were having a good old time out on the go-karts and everything, just enjoying ourselves. Like we had the holiday dinner and stuff. Just times where we just get to kick back and enjoy each other's company and just kind of hang out. So.
Anything you're looking forward to most about making this trip to New Orleans specifically?
I'm just really just looking forward to because I enjoy traveling. I didn't travel growing up much. Not until really about high school, I started to travel a little bit, so which is cool. So anytime I get a chance to go on a plane or go anywhere and see a different part of the country or the world, I enjoy doing that. So just seeing the lifestyle, how it is. I hear so much about New Orleans and all the great food and how crazy it is, and I'm just kind of looking forward just to be able to see that and experience that, and just to say I've been in another place and into another state too. So
you're going to be down there on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Any resolutions?
Wait, say again?
You got any New Year's resolutions? You're going to be down there on New Year's Day.
Oh man, well, sheesh. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, but I always hope to get better. So I'm sure I'll have one by then, but I haven't thought about it that far.